Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Kicking Aces here in World of Tanks. And today we are driving my favorite, the Cromwell, the Tier 6 British medium tank. And we're in a Tier 7 battle on Live Oaks. It's a standard battle. And this was from the Road to the CDC event. Thankfully that was an event where all you wanted to do was score as much XP as possible, get good results. No restrictions on tanks or nations or anything else. And I gotta say, those are my absolute favorite events because I really don't get a chance to take the Cromwell out very much anymore since I've moved past it in the tech tree, and since I have the Cromwell Knight. If I'm looking to play a tank for fun and earn some credits, well, I'm going to pick the Cromwell Knight over the Cromwell because it does everything the Cromwell does basically and just earns more credits doing it. So only when there's an event that requires multiple good performances, if something goes wrong in the Cromwell Knight or if I've already got my double, then I get to take out the Cromwell. And thankfully, we have that to look forward to again with the upcoming Hammer event. So hopefully, I will once again get to take this tank out on a more frequent basis and maybe put up some fun, interesting results and get some good gameplay to turn into some videos and some commentary for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy these medium tank battles. The Cromwell, it's fast, it's dynamic. I think it makes for good fodder for some quality, entertaining replays. So we got ourselves into a little bit of a spotting position, and our first target of opportunity pops up. It is the Tiger, the Tier 7 German heavy tank, the one that is the inspiration for the Hammer. And we put a bunch of shots in the gun on the Cromwell. It fires so rapidly, pretty reliably most of the time. It's a great gun, and we're able to put in 4 shots there before the Tiger is able to get out of sight. And then we spotted the Stewart, the scout on the enemy team, plowing across the middle of the lake. Not a recommended maneuver. I think we spotted him because I have this tank outfitted with binoculars. It's a bit of a weird thing. This tank was early on in my career. It's probably not the right choice for a Cromwell, but I've had them on there for so long, and I just love this tank. I don't have the heart to change it up and mess with it. But in situations like this, I mean, it kind of works sometimes. I use the Cromwell to aggressively get into a spotting position at the beginning of the match. I get a little extra view range. I've got a good crew in this thing. So it kind of works. And, you know, if I'm moving, if I'm going to be engaging the enemy, well, I'm going to be getting up in their face and brawling with them anyway. So coated optics is probably a more standard choice. But for me, it's not what I have on this tank. I have the binoculars. I may not recommend that to everybody, but it's what we've got. And it helped us get a spot there on the enemy scout tank. So that was good. So there's the Tiger. It pops back up again, and we're going to be able to put some more shots in here in a second. The shots fly true, and we're reloaded in just a matter of seconds. That one missed. I don't know how, but that shot was actually just a little bit late, and one of our allies takes out the Tiger. So that's a valuable enemy, top-tier heavy tank down on the enemy team. I'm going to advance here. I'm looking at the mini-map, and the scores are very close. It's 5-6. It's kind of been back and forth all game, and it looks like we have secured the town pretty much, but the south is in a bit of trouble. It looks like they're going to get overrun down there. So I decide I need to move and aggressively make some attack here on the north, so that we can clean this up and then turn our attention to the south. If we wait too long, the guys in the south will get overrun and we'll be caught in a pincer. So I pop up over the hill after relocating. I have a shot at the back of the Dicker Max and it missed. I don't know how that missed. 95% of the circle was taken up by that tank, and somehow I found a way to miss it. But my next couple shots fly true. He's down to a 1 hit. He gets tracked just before he can get his gun arc into view with me, and we take him out. So that is our first kill of the game, and now we've got some shots into the IS-2. And we put in a couple of shots. It looks like he's going to try and retreat here. I wait for him to clear the building, put a shot in, track him, take a hit from the rear. I decide I really want to get this target eliminated, put one more shot in, and now I take a second hit, and I need to get out of here. I fire on the move, but it looks like the IS-2 was taken out just before I took that last shot, and so we get into cover. I don't know what was shooting me. Nothing's on the map. I kind of waited because I thought it was valuable to get rid of that IS-2 and then get into cover. I might have taken one more hit than was necessary in doing so. But now it's really, really close. 99 of the scores. We've secured the north. We're pushing on the enemy base, and the enemies have cleared the south. So if they push into our base aggressively, it could become a challenge of the cap timers to see who wins this. So I start to advance towards the enemy base, and I see that I've got the Jagdpanzer 4 in my sights here. I take a first snapshot because I know my second one's going to be reloaded anyway, and I get a track in on the Jagdpanzer, and my allies are doing some good work. I'm reloaded, take a shot, and we secure the kill. Then I switch over to the American tank destroyer, the T-25/2, and we start once again just pumping shots in here. You can see how rapidly firing this gun is. Penetration values are decent. We're not facing any tanks that are too tough to get through, and so this is going great. Now we've got a T-20. That's a Tier 7 American medium tank, and I took a blind shot there. I really thought that one was going to go in. I thought I had his location pegged, but we didn't, and he's gotten out of line of sight. So now we're up a couple tanks. We've got two guys pushing towards the enemy base, and they're right around the cap, and I decide I'm going to push up and help them out. Again, the enemies, I think most of the enemy tanks are down in the south, but it looks like that's not true. They've come back to defend. So it's the T-20 and one other tank to the left. So it's a 2-on-2. I don't want that fight. I want to push our numbers advantage and turn that around quickly so that we maintain our numbers advantage. But one of our allies goes down. It's a PZ T-25. We'll be seeing him in a little bit. But first, I want to advance on this T-20 and try and take it out. I have the health advantage. He's got a big gun on there probably, but I should be able to put a couple of shots in quickly. He duffs his first shot into the rail as I clear it, and then I'm able to get in one. I have his side. Two, into the fuel tanks. I take a hit, though, before I'm reloaded, and now I take the tank out. And I decide I'm all alone up here. The PZT-25 was able to take out both of my allies up here. He's having a great game. And so instead of going one-on-one with that tank, it's a tank I'm not familiar with, I decide to retreat. I saw the heavy tank was down close to our base, and that's where the rest of my allies are. So I'm going to use the speed of the Cromwell, pull back to our friendly base, and try and use our numbers advantage to take out the heavy tank first, and then regroup with my allies to push to the north to take out the last remaining enemy. I feel like it's a smarter move this way. Again, I didn't know what this tank was, this PZT-25. He just took out two of my allies, and I'm actually on the headset communicating with my allies, and a couple of them told me that, yeah, they got taken out by this guy. He's doing really well. He seems to be a dangerous opponent, so rather than engage him in a one-on-one fight, which I could lose and then further decrease our numbers advantage, I came back. Thankfully, my allies were able to handle the heavy tank by themselves, and now I'm able to kind of just wait here so we can all make a push together. One thing you don't want to do when you're in a position to win the game, don't do anything to lose it, right? There's no reason for me to rush out there. I could be going for the glory. I could try to take all the damage on that tank myself, and maybe it'll give me a better statistical game, but I could also throw it. I'm in one of a very powerful tank here at the end of the game. I'm mobile. I've got a rapid-firing gun. I'm really valuable if I stay in this fight. If I go there myself and I lose the fight and I get embarrassed, that guy could go on to carry the game. So I'm not going to give him the opportunity. We're going to play it safe and slowly advance. Now, like I said, I wasn't familiar with this tank, this PZT-25. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight on it. It's a German premium tank, Tier 5, and it's kind of similar to the Cromwell. It's got a top speed of 60 miles per hour. It's got a rapid-firing gun, 75 millimeter, 14 rounds a minute, all very similar statistics to the Cromwell. Not exact, but similar. So it's a good match for the Cromwell, and he's got a good amount of health. So, a good thing that I didn't just rush in there because I might have ended up losing the fight. So he did get spotted by our heavy tank that's pushing in from the west. So now I'm going to go. I've got one tank behind me providing support, one tank to the east, to the west providing support as well. And there he is, Cyberlock. I put one hit in, he puts one into me, and I go for the ram. I thought I was probably going to die there. I wanted to do as much damage as I could, but I didn't need to. Thankfully, I survived and was able to put one more shot in. My reload was just a little bit faster than his, and that secures my 5th kill of the game and the win for the team. Great result, and man, when I came to the post-battle results, was I excited about what I saw. 2100 base XP is my highest base XP result ever in World of Tanks. I recently accomplished that in the Cromwell Night a couple of days before this when I broached the 2000 XP barrier for the first time. And then in its brother, in the old Cromwell, the standard Cromwell, I was able to hit 2100. 5 kills, 2,700 damage, almost all of it was to Tier 7 tanks. Another 1,583 assistance damage, along with a couple of detections. So we put 22 penetrations in according to the post-battle results, and a really great result. So we're going to go through some of the statistics here quickly, and then wrap up. So first, I would like to give a shout out to Cyberlock, the player on the enemy team in the PZT-25. I received a message from them after the game saying, "Oh no, you got me again." Apparently they had been in one of my previous videos, also on the enemy team, and I had to reply with a message saying, sorry, you're going to star in another video. The results in this one were too good to not turn into a video, but well played to Cyberlock in a Tier 5 premium tank in a Tier 7 match, putting up 3 kills, an impressive amount of damage, and taking out 2 of my allies, pushing aggressively on the base there at the end and scaring me off to wait for reinforcements to take them on. So, well played. As far as my statistics for the game, 38 shots fired, 24 hits. We missed quite a few, but we were pumping out the blind shots. Again, in the Cromwell, if you have a shot, you take it. You don't worry about being the perfect shot because the reload is so fast. 22 penetrations on the 24 hits, not bad again for a Tier 7 game. A couple of heavy tanks in there that might have bounced our shots. In terms of the silver, we did an impressive take home there, 70,000 silver, and that was with firing a couple premium rounds. I think I switched over to premium when I made the charge at the T20, and then for the final engagement with the PZT-25, I didn't want to mess anything up there. I knew I had a really good game going. I wanted to squeeze out every last shot that I could there at the end for damage. So that was a really, really fun game for me in the Cromwell. Exciting to play, hopefully exciting to watch. Hopefully you guys did enjoy that. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, give that video a thumbs up. It does help the channel out. I do appreciate it. And as always, if you are interested for being advised of future content, feel free to subscribe to Meat City Gaming. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.